Welcome to the Arsenal News TV. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like and share for more interesting videos like this. With the end of the 2023/2024 season, Arsenal fans are disappointed with how the season turned out. When the season started with a lot of promise, ending off with no silverware despite all of our effort was heartbreaking. The season was more of a roller coaster compared to last season. We started off promising, with a dip in the festive season and a resurgence in the new year. The club kept their momentum going until the business end of the season, losing the title by one game. One game could have been that difference we needed to win it all. If we played it differently against Aston Villa, or Liverpool, or Newcastle, Arsenal would be crowned champions. We can't let the past bring us down when there is a bright future for the club. This season was filled with more hope. The team had a bit more experience being in a title race and could learn from their mistakes. The squad needed improving. The club did their best at reinforcing where they could. Declan Rice was a world-class signing, becoming a force in the midfield. David Raya felt like an adequate addition. Havertz was more of a gamble, a player with the potential of being a key player but unable to find the position that suited him best, finding form up front, becoming a workhorse and goal threat. Jurrien Timber seemed like a talent when he was on the pitch, but his injuries stopped him from contributing this season. Next season will be his opportunity to prove his worth. With the team adding good signings, it felt as if the league title could be ours. The fear for this season was if the club could manage the league and European football at the same time. It was a great feeling having the Arsenal back in Champions League. The campaign in Europe started off well, with the club finishing top of the group. Porto were a perplexing problem for the Gunners. Their solid defense was difficult to break down. The Arsenal overcame Porto and moved on to an adversary they know all too well, Bayern Munich. The Bavarians were not the behemoths they once were, but were still a formidable foe. With a draw at home and a slim loss away, our Champions League charge was cut by the quarters. An impressive run after a lengthy absence. The main issues for the club this season was the lack of rotation. In the first half of the season, there was more of a tinkering with the squad, which cost us in the end. However, they did recover at the start of the year and kept it going until the end. With Manchester City being able to rotate almost every player without it affecting their form, Arsenal is not able in the same way yet. There is a lack of trust with a number of the bench players. They are not capable of winning when they start. You cannot play the same starting 11 for the whole season. Too much pressure on players results in injuries, leaving the team weakened for the rest of the season. Arsenal need to be better at selling off players. If you keep a player the coach is reluctant to play, that hurts the player and the team. It is clear who needs to move on from the club, but it's difficult to see who to bring in. Experience is what the team needs, but they have to be young enough to grow with the squad. Young players like Neto and Wharton are sensible signings that the club should look at. Older experienced players like Trossard should be options as well, a mature player that can contribute immediately. We need to remember how far this club has come in 5 years. It has been a monumental rebuild. Arsenal are solidified title contenders, even being among the favorites for the Champions League. We are in a win-now time. Major silverware is the only thing that proves we had a successful season. We can improve more in domestic cups and in Europe, however, there is no progress in finishing second again. It's time to be ruthless with transfers and with the selection. It's time to take more risks, otherwise we will be a game away from winning it all again.